Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Blues and the Diablos, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 23.
From the oldest capital city in the Americas, founded in 1325, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Mexico City. Tonight we kick off the preseason with a good matchup right away between the Chicago Blues and the Mexico City Diablos. Charles Davis alongside me, and I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, folks, the wait is over. Yes, it's just the preseason, but football is back in your living room.
And I'm excited. I know you are as well. The summer heat feels good on these old bones, especially because we're not putting on pads. We don't have to be out there in that heat running into other people. But I'm glad these guys are. Football is back.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for a Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
From the 27, Hurts being chased out left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
The gain of 7 brings up 3rd and 1.
Throwing is Hurts. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On 1st down, Hurts got an open man here, and it's KJ Hamler. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, You really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Now on 2nd and 16, Hurts. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And they'll work this down inside the 30. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Got his man, it's Dulcich. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Gets the dump off to Pierce. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping him for the sack.
We'll talk about a rhythm breaker right there. They'd been moving the ball well. Drive had started beautifully. That one's going to hurt.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. Hurts. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. So it'll remain to be seen how many drives this unit gets in, this being the preseason. But here they start with 3 points.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll actually see them anymore. They got 3 points on the board, 1 drive here in preseason. In this game, baseball caps, NFL approved, of course, for everyone.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential. And he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. On 2nd and 7. Love. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On play action, Love to throw. Dancing, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle and complete to Wilson. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Hurts sets up to throw it. And a quick throw here that's complete. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Hurts to throw. Throw to the right, caught by Dulcich. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2, just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands, and yes, indeed, they pick up the first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. First and 10, it's Pierce. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
The tackle by Brian Burns. A gain of a yard.
Here's the option going left on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
Hurts on the keeper. C.J. Henderson.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. On 3rd down, Love got Dobbs over the middle. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
18 on the play. First down, Chicago.
gains yardage back to the 29. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. On 2nd down, Calhoun. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
They'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And, partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage, but an even better job studying the play before you have to try and defend it in a game.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. That's caught. He finds Danny Gray. Gets through and now an opening. There he goes right side. 20. And all the way in for the touchdown. Danny Gray, 83 yards. And the Diablos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who's going to stop him.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it, and they'll take it out to the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. Nothing for him yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Throwing here, Purdy. Throw on the right side, complete to Harrison. And he'll be out right at the 35. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. Looking for Campbell downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And to be honest, this first half hasn't been anything that they'd be really proud about. So they needed something like this to change their fortunes. Now they need to make sure they finish this one off, not just with points, but with a touchdown.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. On 1st down, Purdy. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Purdy to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is picked up by the defense. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return? Everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home.
But I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead is now 17-3. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives? So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done. Yeah, well, the conclusion we draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Purdy. Now they go screen. It's complete. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Here's Purdy. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Purdy to throw it on 1st down. Over the middle, it's complete. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Now Purdy. He finds his man, complete. It's Harrison. And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a 3rd down gain of 4.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Out of the gun now on third down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
The last series for them a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. On first down, it's Purdy.
He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. On 2nd and 10. Purdy. And he comes back with one complete. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
Back to throw, Purdy.
Over the middle, complete. That's Morgan. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it.
He finds his man, complete. It's Harrison. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Purdy looking to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
This offense back to work now late in this first half. And with a 17-3 cushion already, we'll see how aggressive they want to be.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Steps away. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. Remember, the preseason has shrunk from 4 games down to 3. So just 2 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started on the first Thursday after Labor Day. Meanwhile, for our home team, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. Purdy will set up to throw it here.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27.
They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play.
And it'll be 4th down. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
They bring their punter out there now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They'll start out here with the option left. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
He'll look to throw. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And this pass caught by Gray.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll set up a throw. And his throw here's incomplete. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw here. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
That's a nice job right there. Get the ball out to the perimeter, get it to your guy in space, and he's just going to take this, turn upfield, and turn it into a big play in first and goal.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal? Under pressure, and they got to him again. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's 4th and goal, and that's a loss of 6.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal. Now brings up a decision on 4th down.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further. And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little. And they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16. So this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet. But that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll try the left side. Calhoun, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Up the middle they go. And he loses the football a second time. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. To throw again on second down. Purdy. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. Purdy with it on third and long. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And they'll send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one may be his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a gain.
And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. A loss of 8 that time, and it brings up third down. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 16-yard.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Mexico City. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
50 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
Brought down at the 18-yard line. That's a gain of 4. Brings up
Looking to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7th.
It's now 2nd and 6. At the 7.
Here's the option play now to the left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from 7 yards out.
And the Diablos go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Well, they just continue to roll. And, Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose and have this much fun. I think they'd love to be able to capture this game, carry it with them from week to week, and be able to execute like this in all the rest of their games.
Elliott good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. And certainly this, not the performance that they were hoping for to begin the exhibition season, but still plenty to watch for in this fourth quarter. Purdy looking to throw on 1st down here. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Purdy.
Throw on the right side, complete to Harrison.
Complete to number 4. A gain of 7. 1st down, Blue.
On 1st down, Purdy.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Throwing again on 2nd down.
Purdy.
He finds his man, complete. That's Morgan.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
1st down, Chicago.
Purdy sets up to throw again.
Got his man. Now the ball comes loose. And the defense will get their hands on it, going the other way. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
Preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
Out is Mexico City now to go on offense. It has been a dream start to the preseason thus far as they look to finish things strong in the fourth quarter.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Holding. Offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They're going to look to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Brian Burns, his 2nd sack of the night.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Right side, and he finds Gray. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's...
Now a loose football. The ball comes out. It's going the other way. The 40. Past the 20. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And he missed it. It's no good. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
And throwing here, Purdy.
And that is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Purdy. And, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So they bring out their punter as he's on to punt for Chicago. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.